Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review the Netflix series Love, and this had 3 seasons running from 2016 through 2018, created by Judd Apatow, which honestly, this kind of turned out to be one of my favorite projects from him, specifically starring Gillian Jacobs as Mickey and Paul Rust as Gus, and these two fall for each other, and over the course of these 3 seasons, develop a relationship, are in a relationship, deal with as the synopsis describes, navigate the exhilarations and humiliations of intimacy, commitment, and other things they were hoping to avoid. And you have Mickey, who's like a producer on like a radio show, dealing with a lot of like sex and intimacy things, and like Brett Gelman, who plays Dr. Greg Coulter, who's one of the guys that she works with. There's a lot of complexities in their relationship, and that brings out some of the interesting ideas of like sexism and themes in terms of those kinds of issues and intimacy through her job. And then Gus, he's a tutor for a young actress on a show who then goes into like movies and stuff like that, and they have an interesting relationship over the course of the series, and that kind of brings in some other like bigger picture entertainment industry kinds of themes and commentaries, which is a lot of fun to enjoy and process in the show. The show also has a lot of supporting acts, but focusing Birdie, who's Mickey's roommate, played by Claudia O'Doherty, who also is in the new show Killing It with Craig Robinson. And she's dealing with being new to America, and she has Mike Mitchell's Randy, who's like her loathsome, like slothsome boyfriend who's always trying to like take advantage, but like it's the kind of thing where he's just kind of like a bum, and like he's just kind of a goofus, and their dynamic's interesting, but really at the core of this series is between Mickey and Gus, and they deal with so many very relatable and poignant themes and issues when it comes to relationships. And it's one of those kinds of things where I felt so connected to their relationship that it hurt me sitting there watching them make these dumb decisions or overreact or allow their insecurities to overcome them. And that's a thing, because that's why it's so relatable, is it deals with all those anxieties, those insecurities about relationships and trying to connect with each other. And I feel like this show is very inspired in the way that it deals with those kinds of things and really builds some good, strong foundations for these characters and their relationships. And Jacobs and Rust have such great chemistry in this series. I love them together. I really wanted them to work out, and over the course of the series you see their ups and downs. There's great like cameos throughout, like you have like Daniel Stern and Andy Dick and David Spade popping up in smaller roles. But over the course of this series you get to see different stages of relationships, you get to see different kinds of friendships developing, and you have some of those like bigger ideas in terms of dealing with the different kinds of issues, like the entertainment industry things with like the Arya situation, who's actually played by Iris Apatow, and dealing with the like sexism and sexual intimacy kinds of issues with Mickey's job. And it rolls all of these into this series that is endearing. It has its rom-com tropes and stuff like that. It has its cliches. But I feel like the chemistry of these two leads and the earnestness in how it presents all these things kind of transcends some of those tropes and expectations you might have from the series. And, by the end, I felt like it was a satisfying journey to see them reach their potential as a couple. And I would have watched more of them, but I do feel like it didn't overstay its welcome, and it did hit to the point where it's like, this is where it needed to be, and I respect it for ending it. But those are my thoughts on Netflix's Love. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some TV. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.